Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're just gonna give it a minute here for some folks to join. We are gonna be talking about adding cleats to your spin shoes this morning. Or sorry, your cycling shoes. Can't use the word spin. Good morning, Jamie. Hi. So we're going to go over how we add these cleats, what these cleats are called, how you get them, because most of the time they don't come with the shoe that you purchase. Speaking of shoes that you purchase, this is a Time shoe. I love these shoes. And they are a little bit more expensive than like some of the other ones that you might find on Amazon or at REI. But what I love about them is that they stretch a little bit. They have a little bit of give. They're easy to slip on, slip off. They're just Velcro here. And they're breathable. So if your feet tend to get a little warm when you're working out, then these shoes are great for you. Also, if your feet tend to expand, then these shoes are great. What else I love about them is that they're recessed. So this one has the clip in it. This one does not, because this is the one we'll be using for demoing, but they're recessed. So if I turn this sideways and put my hand against it, you notice like my hand is flat against the shoe here. Some cycling shoes, the clip kind of like sticks out. So when you're walking, it's like click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. If you've been to a studio, you probably have heard that sound, click, clack, as people are walking around. This will not make that noise. You're walking flat. There's, nothing like under the ball of your foot kind of jutting up into it. And also for our Cycle Booty Burn classes where we get on and off the bike and we do some squat work, lunges, things like that, these shoes are great. So if you, if you want to be able to walk around in your cycling shoes when you're not on your bike, I highly suggest getting recessed cycling shoes so that your cleat sits inside a chamber. You're still going to be able to clip in and out of your pedals. So there are actually two popular kinds of cleats. So these right here, these ones are SPD. These are the ones that are most common in the Pittsburgh area. There's another kind that is like a little bit larger, and the name is escaping me right now. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But those cleats are not as common for indoor cycling. So if you buy your cycling shoes, you're going to buy your shoe. It's not going to come with your cleats most likely. If you're buying it somewhere, just like make sure read the product description. The cleats, I get mine off Amazon. I just type in SPD cleat, spin cleat, cycling cleat, and they come up. When they come in the package, they're this piece, and then it also comes with 2 screws and this little plate here. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how you will put that on your shoe. You're going to need an Allen wrench, just your standard. When I asked my husband for this morning, I was like, do you have an Allen wrench? And he's like, well, what size? And I was like, the standard IKEA size. So that's how I describe it. Like the one that comes with, the furniture that you buy that you have to put together yourself, like that size, right? We all have one of these somewhere. It usually does not come with the cleats, but sometimes your cleat packaging will include it. So we're going to start by looking at these pieces that you get. So this is your big main piece right here. And one side of it is going to have these little divots, okay? The little divots are going to go against the bottom of your shoe. The other side, most of them are going to have an arrow on it, and usually some like letters up there, like A something, and another little arrow or triangle. So you're going to want the divots to go on the bottom of your shoe. And you can actually see the divots have made indent onto my shoe from cycling. Okay, so we're going to place that down. And for most of us, we're going to have holes here, but you might just have channels. We're gonna place that down, and the direction is that the arrows are gonna point up towards the toe of the shoe. So we're gonna place that on here. Then we're going to take that plate, it fits really nicely, perfectly even, into the front of here. And it moves a little left and right, so that gives you the ability, depending on your shoe or your foot, to kind of move the cleat a little left and right. I like mine centered. So we're gonna place it on there. As far as where you put it in the channel, it really depends on how your foot fits in your shoe. If your shoe is a little bit bigger, like you have some space up at the toe, then you're gonna want your cleat to be further back because you want it to be under the ball of your foot. If your toe is real snug up to the top, then put it on the top notches here, on those top holes or further up in the channel. So once I take my cleat, I put it there. This is gonna be a little hard to video here. I put the plate in there, then I'm gonna take my screws. My screws go in the holes of the plate and down into the channel or holes of the shoe. Okay, so if I take that off and let you see that here. Cleat, plate goes in cleat, screws go in hole of plate, screw goes in hole of shoe. And then what we do is we take our Allen wrench and we tighten that down in there, okay? When you're tightening this down in here, I suggest getting one kind of in there, not super tight yet. Take your other screw, put it in there, screw that one down. And you're gonna wanna make sure that it's even, that the arrow is facing up. So you don't want it like this. Whoops. We want the arrow facing directly up, okay? That seems obvious, but we just wanna cover all our bases here, right? Now, for most shoes, I've actually seen this happen. You do not want to tighten these down so tight, right? Because what can happen is if you tighten these screws too tight, I've seen it happen, the bottom of the shoe will crack. I've not seen it on these Time shoes. They're pretty well made, but the ones that you maybe get off Amazon or something, I've actually seen that the bottom of the shoe just crack. So you want to tighten them down so that they're pretty tight, but you don't want to like crank on it. So here's where I've gotten to like where it gets a little bit tighter. I'm just gonna take a revolution, that's it, okay? So I want it to be tight, but I don't want it to be so tight that I can't unscrew it, okay? And have your Allen wrench like in your gym bag, or most studios will have an Allen wrench available. Every once in a while, every several classes, or for me, like every 25 classes maybe, I just give them a little extra tightening, because as you clip in and out, there is a little bit of torsion, a little bit of like turning to the side when you clip out, and that over time will move this cleat so it is no longer facing directly up. Let me look at my other shoe and see if there's been any movement. Well, there hasn't. It's pointing straight up. Yeah, and that's about it. So if you have any questions on putting together your spin shoes at home, just send us a message. I'm always happy to jump on Zoom or FaceTime or Google Duo or Google Hangouts, or the millions of ways that I can connect with you to help you put your shoes together, to make sure that you put them on there correctly, and also help you clip in and clip out of your bike. It can be a little bit more difficult the first few times, but that's why we're here. We're here to help you and, you know, get you moving on this journey as you continue down your own fitness journey, whatever that may look like. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's about it. Oh, we are going to be selling these in our studio. And when we do open the studio, if you get these shoes, you get your cleats, you get some other shoes, you get your cleats, and you're like, you know what, I don't even want to bother with putting them together. You can bring them into the studio, me or any of the other cycling instructors will gladly put them together for you. All right? I'll see you guys again soon. If there's something that you're wondering about, let me know. I'm happy to do a live video on anything that you guys want to learn. Next week, we are going to be going over a yoga pose and breaking down the biomechanics of it and the different types of alignment that may work for your body. I'll see you guys then. Have a good one.